At Denver Chiropractic again, and we're going to do a foam rolling demonstration. This is something that gets asked very frequently here in the clinic, and so I wanted to show everyone what I think is a proper way to foam roll the mid-back. And so we're going to have Sylvia lay on the foam roller where her mid-back is. You don't want to foam roll the low back, by the way. And good important things to do is keep your head in the neutral position. You don't want to keep tension in your neck, and so you don't want to put too much stress on your neck while you're doing this. You want a good, nice, relaxed breath as well. And so Sylvia is going to roll up and down to the upper part of her mid-back and then the lower part of her mid-back. You're going to do this for a couple minutes. This is a good way to warm things up. You might feel some pops in your back, and it's important to do this because the back needs some little bit of loving every once in a while, especially with the desk workers. It's very hard on the back for it to be in one position all the time. This is going to help restore some motion in your back. And so after you do go up and down the foam roller a couple times, we're going to concentrate on the lower portion of your mid-back. And so just a few segments at a time here. She's going to first start off with just going up and down again, and after you do that for 30 to 40 seconds and get those segments nice and warmed up, she's going to tilt to the right while she rolls up and down. She's going to keep a nice relaxed breath. That decreases the amount of tension in her back and allows to actually get some movement out of the joints when we're doing this. She's going to go to the left, roll up and down. And this is the quick, dirty, down and dirty version here. You're going to do each one of these probably a couple minutes. That's how you're going to get the best results with this. After you laterally flex for both ways, you want to do some flexion and extension exercises while you roll up and down the foam roller. And fair warning, everybody, this isn't for everybody. Some conditions in the back, this is contraindicated. And so consult with whoever you're working with to make sure that this is appropriate. But for the typical office desk worker where you're in this slouch position for extended periods of time, especially the extension portion of what Sylvia is doing now is going to be pretty important because you're typically locked up in this flex position. You're actually stretching a very strong ligament on the front of the spine called the anterior longitudinal ligament. Very powerful structure, and it actually gets shortened when people have this prolonged flexed posture. After we do the flexion and extension, lateral flexion, we're going to focus on the ribs. Sometimes the trick is getting some of the ribs to move. They have a tendency to get jammed up and stuck. They move like little buckets on a handle like this when we breathe, and the rib cage has to be very mobile because the spine's very mobile. Sometimes they get jammed up. This is a good way to kind of keep them going, and if anyone out there has experienced a problem with a rib, you know exactly what a rib that's stuck, the amount of pain it can give. It can send a person to the ER, and it's just a simple rib that needs adjusted in a matter of seconds from a chiropractor. So she's doing sort of like an oblique crunch. And important thing is with any of the foam rolling is how high your hips are. You can put your hips a little bit closer to the ground or a little bit farther away from the ground, and that'll add more of your body weight to the area that you're foam rolling. And so she's getting the rib, and she's going to the other side. She's keeping a nice relaxed breath. She's keeping as much tension out of her neck as possible. And once you do the ribs, it's good to kind of end the foam rolling back to where you're square, where the foam roller is perpendicular to your spine, and you're going to do breathing exercises. You're going to take a deep breath in, expand your chest as far as possible, bring length to your spine that helps decompress it, and then a nice, smooth, controlled exhale, and she's going to lean back. And this is something that's good for most people, but with some people, you definitely don't want to do it because sometimes vertebra can get malpositioned in an extension position, which this will make it worse. And so, again, make sure that when you're doing this, you're doing it with some guidance. And after the breathing exercises, a total time of 5 to 10 minutes-ish using the foam roller, and that can be a good way to help keep your spine moving like it's supposed to. And if you have any questions, feel free to make any comments below or shoot us an email.